Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to Match 7. Today we are playing a very interesting team, a relatively new team, actually, by Blood Bowl terms. Blood Bowl's been around, I don't know, since like the 90s, and this team was created, last year?
Yeah, for Chaos Edition, yeah.
Specifically for this Chaos Edition, and these are the Khorne. Obviously, your eye is going to be drawn to the rather large Bloodthirster.
That dude's a beast, and he'll fuck your life.
Seven Deadly Sins, tell me a little bit about Khorne.
Frenzy! Okay, that's pretty much all you need to know. Whole fucking lot of Khorne dudes have Frenzy. All their lineups are Pit Fighters, and they have Frenzy, every single one of them. The Khorne Herald has Horns, Juggernaut, and Frenzy. And the Bloodthirster has Juggernaut, Claw, Horns, Frenzy, Wild Animal, and Loner. And he also has Mighty Block on his, so that dude is Claw, Mighty Blow, which results in that. Pelvis Costello is out immediately.
So this is going to be a very good sort of setting the tone for what's about to happen. Is the Bloodthirster, who is the big guy again. So he's not going to be the most reliable, or he shouldn't be the most reliable. He has to roll a lot more dice to do stuff. But when he can do stuff, he has that Mighty Blow and Claw combination that's absolutely deadly, because the Claw, as you know from our werewolves, reduces the enemy's armor value to 7, and then the Mighty Blow, if you need it for the armor break, makes that armor value essentially 6. If you can break it without, if you can break the armor without needing the Mighty Blow, you get to use the Mighty Blow for the armor, for the injury roll, which makes it more likely to hurt people.
The thing that really sucks about facing Claw Mighty Blow is that because Claw Blow makes it a 7+ to break armor, that means that half the time, if your dude gets knocked down, he's stunned. That means that you basically can't rely on being able to use anyone that gets punched by the Bloodthirster for the next 2 turns. It's terrifying.
However, we have a little bit of Mighty Blow of our own, and
yeah, a little bit. Just a wee mite.
The plan is going to be to sort of get in his face, and because he as Khorne, I'm sure there's like someone would yell at me if I tried to talk about Blood Bowl lore and like Warhammer lore, but Khorne and the Khorne team, they love punching a lot. So I'm going to return the favor a little bit, and I'm going to try to stand toe to toe with his punches, but also be smart about it, so that my good players aren't the ones in danger, and that I can try to take his players out as fast as possible.
The upside is that his real murder is only on one dude, and it's a relatively it's a relatively inconsistent dude because it doesn't have block. There's no block there. In fact, this team is very, very light on block. Only 2 of his players have it.
But you know what they're very, very heavy on?
Plus agility?
Yeah, they
Jesus
have
Christ.
3 pit fighters with plus agility. He has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looking at my cheat sheet, he has 9 pit fighters. And pit fighters they're kind of weird because they get when they level up on the normal level ups, they get the normal general skills, but they also have access to passing skills on a normal level up. So you could theoretically build like a sort of, they're not very fast, but you could theoretically build like a short pass game, kind of weird pit fighter team. But if you're lucky like Gaghskull was, you can get a bunch of plus agility, and now all of a sudden you have a bunch of 4 agility dudes who have frenzy and who can get around.
Yeah, he doesn't have any passing skills yet, but this is one of those teams that, like, they're pretty scary now, but you can, like, imagine them in another 300 TV being completely ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so here we go.
So the Bloodthirster's going ham.
Mm-hmm.
That's a badly hurt, so they'll be okay, but the regen fails. Stalin is going ham.
That's not a very good sign. It's turn 2, and the Bloodthirster's already 2 for 2 on taking people out of the match, and it's now 9 on 11 and looking down.
9 on 10.
However,
you got a KO. But
yeah,
then
right.
He fails. Hooray! And this is one of the really kind of
yes.
Oh my god! It's one of the
Roll
kind of
again.
pain in the ass things is that Frenzy, like his throwing blocks, is just kind of inconsistent.
And of course, you know,
Beef Slab Y.
I have to
Beef
follow
Slab
up his
used
bad
up all
dice.
his being good at Blood Bowl early.
It's because you called him out. It's because you
I put too
However,
much pressure. Jesus Christ, this is a bloody match.
there's a reason this match is only 20 minutes.
God damn, this game.
Or the first half, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now, something to note is that he does have a spare. I don't know if we have a spare.
We have 13 players.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're at full strength.
So we have 2 spares because of our new Wolf Blitzer.
Yes, and we are now because we just lost one, badly hurt. We're now theoretically just down to 12 for this match. Now I see I'm gonna only get maybe 1 or 2 real good shots on this Bloodthirster, and so I'm gonna try to take advantage of this. While his cage is sitting all the way back there.
Yeah, his cage really has to stay where it is, and because he lost 2 players on the line, he now has kind of issues protecting his men's. So I mean, it was his drive, so if you could just hit the Bloodthirster and actually do some damage, this would be a really good time to do it. Look at that thing fall over and take up like 6 squares.
I do not do much damage, and the Bloodthirster is on the ground, which is helpful, but that does mean that he is almost assuredly going to blitz this turn. Because of a skill, the negatraits of this specific big guy, and also the Minotaur, which hopefully we'll get to see.
No, because no team that has access to Minotaurs ever buys Minotaurs because they're awful.
Yeah. So, you'll see that every time he tries to make his move, instead of rolling the Bonehead roll, which we've seen, and the really stupid roll, he rolls what's called Wild Animal. So first here, you'll see I click Stand Firm, but for some reason I get knocked away anyway.
He has Juggernaut. Juggernaut cancels Stand Firm.
Of course. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so Juggernaut's a skill that cancels Stand Firm. It also lets you, if you're blitzing and you roll a block, it lets you turn that into a push.
It's kind of ghetto block for dudes that blitz around a lot. But yeah, Wild Animal is kind of, like, it's both good and bad, because you can only reliably move while you're blocking, because it's a 4+ when you're not making an offensive action like blitzing or blocking. But remember how last match our Gaghskull, and now you see that he's actually protecting his Bloodthirst so that we can't hit it.
That's fine because he's tied up with the Flesh Prince, who is already minus armor value.
Yeah, of course.
So that's actually I'm actually favorable with that. And of course, I know you like seeing the Flesh Prince get punched in the face a lot.
I'm down with that. But so remember how last time the Gaghskull rolled Bonehead and then we just kind of walk away from him? So Wild Animal, you don't lose your tackle zones when you
oh my god,
beef slab.
Jesus Christ. Fucking failure.
It's okay. He'll be fine. I believe in you, Beef Slab. But anyway, he doesn't.
One of us.
Cyanide, why? Oh, I think you want to move through like 37 tackle zones and dodge 4 times at +5.
But anyway, yeah. So
he doesn't lose his tackle zones, so you don't get to just walk away from him. So Wild Animals are really good at protecting an area, and it's the kind of thing where you should try to block with them every chance that you get, because worst case scenario, you just, I don't know, don't do the thing, but you don't lose your tackle zones. A lot of the time with big guys, if you've got them in the right place, you just don't actually want to move them, because if you bonehead, then you lose your tackle zones, and that's a big chunk of the field that is no longer off limits. Wild Animals, not quite so much. The only thing is that they're just shitty. Like, see, right here. He rolls a 1 and he doesn't get to punch. Or, no, Flesh Prince was down still. He was stunned.
No,
so,
he's standing up, but you just can't see him behind his fucking enormous wings.
That is awful.
I think there's another case or two where I didn't expect the guy to be there, but he just, like, comes out from behind the wings. And, of course, the Khorne here, that again, that's no Mighty Blow, no Claw. That's
Why is regen just never fucking working?
Because regen only works on the players who are garbage ass. That's how it works.
I don't know. Well, Johnny Rotten has yet to regen, so I don't know.
Now, what's interesting about this is that the way he's set up now, it looks like he's going to go for a ball carrier punch. But if you'll remember, Frenzy, And the all-important Frenzy Trap means that even if he pushes, no matter where he pushes me because I'm getting pushed away with Stand Firm, he's going to roll a 1 DB. But for some reason, he goes right there, and that's not the place you want to go because that's a -2 DB, and that could have
that was
spelled
wrong.
disaster. Luckily, he gets away.
I think he expected you to stand firm.
Yeah, but he chose to push. He chose that square to push me, and I don't know what he was thinking. But we now have a very, very exposed ball carrier. Not a great way to get to the ball if we can get it down, but we can definitely get the ball out of his hands and make things a little harder for him. And that helps.
Snakes on. That was plus agility too, so he had to roll 2 1s in order to fall. That sucks, man. But then again, he's murdering the shit out of your team, so whatever.
I'm not gonna shed any tears.
You know what time it is? It's Bone Crunch McGraw time.
It's also time for the 2 whites to finally. They're both in the game at the same time with their new skills, but it was sort of a situation where I needed one to knock down a guy in order to assist for the next, etc., and I didn't get it. So now we're stuck in a bit of a gridlock. But we get the ball out of the way. We get Beef Slap into a great big pile of dudes. Doing what he does best.
This is a pretty legit position for us. We can do a lot with this, especially with a 9 movement wolf. What the Christ. And Santos von Hammerstein being all hammery over there.
I'm considering if I want to punch the Bloodthirster. No. I kind of like the position he's in now. The sort of the plan going in was to very early try to get the Bloodthirster tied up with zombies. And I mean, that seems like a no-brainer. It's like, well, of course you want that. But that didn't work out exactly to plan.
He kept eating the zombies.
He kept murdering all the zombies I put next to him.
Complicates things slightly.
Yeah. We can afford to lose the Flesh Prince about as much as we can afford to lose a zombie in this match specifically.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Flesh Golems are Flesh Golems, and he only has one... well, it's true. What else would they be? Oh, no. No!
Yeah.
You fucking...
I needed I needed an attack vector. I needed to get in there somehow. There was not a very good blitz anywhere.
Hate you.
And of course, the Bane of Frenzy means that I have block and he doesn't. So if I roll a 1, I die. And in this case, I do. And so now I'm KO'd. Now what are we at? 7 on 10? 7 on 9? 7 on 9.
Fucking... You got frenzy trapped. I just want you to know. You frenzy trapped yourself, and I hate you.
I know. Block Claw, I really couldn't afford to not blitz that turn. And of course, Beef Slab goes down because he's a sack of crap. But this is still a defensible position for as bad as it looks.
I love how you're just like not watching the field. You're just like, shit's happening.
Well, I know shit's happening around me, but at that point I was like, you know what? I've got a fucking lot of guys who are hurt. And that's not good. So this is an interesting position that he chooses to take, where he's running off. He's just trying to. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but he's definitely trying to throw some more frenzy blocks, and he doesn't even get to throw the second frenzy block before he goes down. So now we're gonna get a nice little 1 DB on the ball carrier. I noticed that I am out of rerolls already because of all these skulls.
Yeah, he would be out of rerolls if he could have rerolled that, but he couldn't because he'd already rerolled the pickup that turn. On one of his other plus agility dudes, showing that plus agility is clearly not actually useful.
No. What is useful is knocking down players who I'm supposed to knock down, which I finally get to do.
Awesome.
We'll pick up the ball, see what happens. Nope. It doesn't happen. I mean, I can't complain about that. That's a 3+. But the scatter is pretty good.
Yeah, that's probably the optimal scatter. Like, it's actually in a better position than it was if you had just... Like, honestly, if you picked up the ball, that might have sucked.
Well, I'm going to get surfed anyway. Like, I know I'm going to get surfed anyway.
I want to see more of this chat box. I'm sad that you just keep tabbing away from it, like, instantly, because it's pretty hilarious.
There's a lot going on in the chat box, but we're over here playing some Blood Bowl. There was no time to mess around with the chat box.
And this is one of the few games where like the Blood Bowl is actually about as exciting as the chat log.
Yeah, this is a pretty great chat log. Gaghskull was he was a good sport, but unfortunately Beef Slab goes down.
Oh, that was actually
again.
That actually was pretty good in terms of now he's laying down and he's just a fucking roadblock.
However, I wish he was standing up because he would be able to prevent what's about to happen from happening, which is for the first time I am the one getting knocked out of bounds. Have I gotten knocked out of bounds yet?
You're gonna get surfed? No, you haven't been surfed yet.
Okay, well, I'm about to be.
Oh.
So, like, that's just
Surf.
that's happening. Yeah. Luckily,
Oh.
I'm totally okay. But
I'd like to note that that would have been a 1DB, except he has a skill called Horns. When you blitz, you get +1 strength for that turn. So it was a 4 strength player, effectively, and it was 2DB, 2DB. Horns Frenzy Juggernaut is one of the most ridiculous things because you can cancel Stand Firm, you can cancel Sidestep, you can solo blitz 3DBers. Khorne Heralds are actually really good players. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what to think about Khorne because they have so much frenzy that they can't, like, play normal Blood Bowl. But goddamn if they can't surf a motherfucker.
Well, like, the fact that they're sort of a, like, relatively new-ish team means that there's not really, like, the established meta or, like, here's how you play Khorne, here's how you beat Khorne. They're kind of weirdly unoptimized, but in the fact that they're unoptimized...
Holy fuck! Beef Slab, my
getting
man.
off the ground, sweeping up that miss next game. But they're sort of like strangely unoptimized. But
that's
the
also one
fact
of his plus agilities. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
The fact remains that if Khorne can get the man advantage, they start getting really, really good. And rolling skulls is one way to help them out, as I'm doing there.
Yeah, this is... Okay, the only upside is that this is his turn 7, and I don't know if he can actually get the ball down the field far enough unless he, like, does some silly pass bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he's completely capable of silly pass bullshit with all his plus agility, but one of them is out, at least.
If he keeps knocking over Beef Slab, then, I mean, it's just going to be trivial. This is very helpful. This is very helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Santos Van Hammerstein, my man.
Jesus Christ. I told you, Santos Van Hammerstein is the glue that holds this team together. And the funny thing is now you actually have a legitimate chance to score if you just pick up the ball in a tackle zone and then run off in a tackle zone. And then don't fuck up in a tackle zone.
Yes.
Like
so
that.
I'm just gonna, I mean, at this point, it's a, I would rather have the point of movement than do the 3+ rather than the 4+, because either I can run as far away as humanly possible, or I can try to stop him from scoring.
Yeah,
he's not going to be able to score, so he basically has to try to stop me. So
the only problem is Beef Slab being stunned here kind of sucks.
Yes, but I think we'll live. Santos Van
Christ.
Hammerstein.
Santos Van Hammerstein is a monster.
He is an absolute monster, and he's a blodger. So
yeah, he's amazing.
My care level is at -1 right now. I'm gonna try for the stupid dodge with Bone Cruncher because why not? And he just falls over.
Terrible. And the great part is that Flesh Prince has been there valiantly tying up Stalin the whole time.
Yep. No, he's been doing his job of getting punched and not dying.
Better than Beef Slab. Beef Slab just keeps falling over and being sad.
So of course he
boo.
doesn't even have the good grace to and of course he stuns me as well. If I hadn't have been stunned, I theoretically could have still scored, assuming he wouldn't have. Oh, I guess he would have gone and picked up the ball. Never mind.
But Flesh Prince takes it on the chin again.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be effectively the half. Like he can't score now, I can't score, and so again it's all over. But trading blows. Dr. White goes down. The very last punch, his very last punch of the half.
You don't have any babes or anything, do you?
No.
No.
This was pretty much even TV, so no babes for either of us. And I think, I have 3 or 4 KOs and he has 2 or 3.
So you get a vanity pass.
Yep. Because why not? Close your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. There's
Pit Fighter.
Pit
Fighter has the booty.
Mm-hmm. So, because this is basically the only play now, I guess I could have blitzed with Beef Slab. But I want to try to, get like one shot in on the
play
Bloodthirster
is punch the fuck out of the Bloodthirster.
However, the bad part about punching the Bloodthirster is that Claw and Mighty Blow works against you if you roll a skull. So I'm about to get Claw and Mighty Blow blocked again.
Christ.
Oh, I'm terrified right now.
Oh my god. You're waiting for him to, like, decide your fate?
Mm-hmm.
No! No!
Remember the good times? Oh, memories.
Oh my god.
Remember when he got minus armor valued?
2 games ago.
Rest in peace, the Flesh Prince. match 1 to match 7.
Oh my god.
And so here's how it played out in real time, because it's just like this is the end of the half. There he is, he's dead, and that's it. So that was the first half. I'll see you guys for the second half, I guess.